Hey, so it's Annie O'Sullivan here with the Premier Home Experts of 54 Realty. And if you've been watching a couple of the other videos, I've been chatting with vendors about just the dynamic changes that have been going on. For our health and safety and keeping everything in terms of real estate moving forward. And so today I have Max Jackson. Hey, Max.
Hey.
And she is with Hillsborough Title, which is part of the Florida Agency Network. And in case you're guessing, it did say Title in there. And there's actually a lot of big changes happening with Title. Traditionally, right now, we have when you go to a closing, you actually go to an office and there's a title rep there that kind of walks you through all your paperwork. Now there's two other things that are available, and it's actually pretty exciting. It's been in the works for a really, really long time, especially one of them. And Max is part of the group that actually got it jumped off and kickstarted in Florida. So Max, you kind of want to explain that?
Absolutely. So some changes happened with the laws in Florida not too long ago. The bill was passed last June or July, I believe, so that Florida would recognize a digital notary as a true notarial act. And so that allows underwriters for lenders to have their documents signed digitally. So it's very exciting for us because one of the most common things that we hear during a closing is, especially towards the end, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish we could have just did all this electronically. Or they say, I've already signed this, but it was electronically. But, it was just, simple fact that lenders needed their documents with wet signatures on them. And, now we can do digital closings, which is awesome.
I know. Huge, like you said. And it was kind of interesting because a lot of people that are out there, like you said, they're like, hey, why can't we just do all this digitally? And they didn't really understand that in the background, a lot of different moving pieces kind of had to be lined up just to make this happen. But it happened and we're here, which is great. And we're going to talk about timing because of all this. Now that you guys do this, that means that people can actually do electronic signatures for all their closing documents in the safety of their own home where it's convenient. And obviously with our social distancing now, that's a big part of it. Absolutely. So kind of walk through how the e-closing process would work.
So what happens is you will get an invite to basically join this platform where all the documents will be on there. And then it's almost like you're FaceTiming a notary, sort of like what we're doing right now. Okay. Everything is recorded while you're essentially FaceTiming the notary. They scan your ID to make sure that your ID is valid. There's a lot of security measures that go into place. So for example, before you log in, you have to basically confirm your identity. They do multi-factor authentication so that
Yeah.
So basically they ask you a ton of questions that only you should know the answers to about your history, and that's what allows you to log into the platform. So it's very, very secure. It's really great in a regard that people that are social distancing now because they recently traveled or because, the COVID-19 virus, they're trying to be responsible adults and, help slow down the spread of the virus. We're able to, adapt as a business, as many people are, and, we're an essential business. We're part of the financial sector and we got to keep the economy going. So, being able to still close deals and still close real estate and refinances and things like that is a great thing to be able to, keep moving forward during this time for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Now that's kind of like the newest one. And thank you so much actually for touching on the topic about just the security aspect of it, because that was going to be my next question. But you handled that brilliantly because of course that'll be the next thing. Everyone's like, okay, well, if I'm doing this electronic, how is my information protected? Things like that. So thank you for asking that. And then there's another option too. So if someone's not 100% comfortable with, say, doing an e-closing altogether, and you called it the drive-in. Like, so how does that kind of work?
We're doing like the drive-in closing or the drive-through closing. So basically what happens is we share the closing documents through our fan portal, which is a secure portal where we exchange sensitive information such as our closing documents. And what happens is we call them and we go through the closing documents with them together online, and we basically answer all of their questions before they come into the office, and they pull up in their car. One of us meets them out there with their closing documents, and then they sign and we notarize them there while they're, you know, sitting in their car. So it's really great to be able to still keep that distance. We provide the signers with gloves, and we provide them with a pen of which they keep afterwards. And the person who is signing them comes out with a face mask on, gloves, and we provide them, you know, their documents on a clipboard. So it's actually streamlining the process in a bit, because they're only sitting there for about 15 to 20 minutes while they're signing if they've gone through the documents prior to coming into the office. So that's great.
Oh, awesome. So you really cut back the amount of time too that's kind of being like taken out of their normal day and everything like that.
Right.
It could be literally a break now.
We wanted to shorten the length of time of having in-person contact. So being able to do things over the phone, you know, with the use of all this great technology that we have today, has really streamlined the process quite a bit.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Okay. I know a lot of people are going to like that. They actually have a lot more choices available to them right now.
Yes.
And then of course, because this actually has happened to me with a couple of my clients or anything like that, say either, you know, in the preparation of moving, either they packed up their, you know, equipment like their computer or printer and stuff like that, so they don't really have access to the internet. So, and I kid you not, like this really did happen. So, or one, they actually packing their computer, but they accidentally dropped it, and so, you know, it just, they couldn't use it.
No.
I felt so bad. So they couldn't utilize any of like those electronic services, but you still do like in office closings, like a very traditional closing, correct?
We do. Also, if you don't have signs of any of the COVID-19 signs or anything like that, and you do wish to come into the office, you still can come into the office. We are disinfecting everything. So before you come into our closing room, we make sure that all the surfaces are disinfected. We again provide gloves, and then we provide one pen to each person signing, of which they take with them whenever they leave as well. And then after they leave, we go in and disinfect everything again. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
kind
can
of like
still do that.
doctor's office to the extreme.
Oh man, that's awesome. But okay, so that's great. We can still do traditional if someone needs to do it that way. Do you see anything else kind of changing in terms of like title and just that kind of world, like forecasting in the future of what this is going to look like?
Well, currently in the market that we're in the Tampa Bay area in Florida, it's very traditional for the seller to pick and pay for title insurance. However, we are kind of predicting that we might see that change. There might be more say from the lenders, because lenders are going to need to work with title agencies that can provide a remote online notarization closing to their clients.
Oh, okay. So then, I wonder how that's going to look like. But yeah, the lender is going to be more involved basically with all of that.
I think so, at least in the very beginning of the process, where everyone is trying to change their operating procedures to, you know, meet the demands of the clients of being able to do remote closing and e-closing, like full digital closing.
There you go, full digital. I love that.
We always joke around, we're like, yeah, we could sit in our underwear and nobody would know.
Right. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have loved to do that right now. So they're like, they already started. The more people that are working from home now, they're like, work clothes doesn't exist.
I got dressed up for you, Annie, and I put makeup on.
Special now. There we go. I know, it feels good, right? Just to get dolled up a little. You're like, so this is what
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Max, for taking time out of your day and getting dolled up for me so we can kind of answer these questions. Like I said, there's a lot of people that, they're just really not sure. And there's so much information that's going out there that's not necessarily accurate, or it's more of a doom and gloom for like media attention versus, hey, this is what we're doing in the market. This is how we're handling this crisis. So thank you so much for just, explaining how you guys are adapting and how the marketplace is going to be changing all for the better for our clients. So they're staying safe, they're staying healthy, and it's at the end of the day all about them and keeping them educated and informed.
Absolutely.
So thanks so
Thank
much. I appreciate it. And guys, I hope you found this insightful. And if you really liked it and you got something out of it, please like this so we keep going and doing more of these for you guys. So thanks so much, Max, and have a good one.
you.
Bye.